We're going to be reading Chapter 2 of Cam Jansen and the First Day of School Mystery. Mrs. Lane put the telephone in her pocket. She turned and spoke to the children. Get your books and things together. A teacher will be in here in a few minutes. He'll walk with you to school. Cam and Eric looked out the window and waited. They saw Mr. Day, the gym teacher, walking towards them. When he reached the bus, he blew his whistle. Trill, trill. Let's go, he shouted. Line up out here. Children hurried down the aisle off the bus. They stood behind Mr. Day. Get in a straight double line, he shouted. Hold hands. Cam and Eric waited until the last children were off the bus, leaving their seats. When Cam passed Mrs. Lane, she picked up some papers. Are these yours? Cam asked. Oh, yes, thank you, Mrs. Lane said. This yellow one is a message from my boss. I'm glad you found it. And the pink one is my dry cleaning ticket. I'm just losing everything. Cam and Eric got off the bus and went to the back of the line. Hold hands, Mr. Day told them. Cam and Eric held hands. I feel like I'm in kindergarten, Eric said. I am in kindergarten, Tommy in kindergarten said. Quiet in the back, Mr. Day shouted. The children walked past people stuck in their cars. Some were resting or reading. Others were talking on small telephones. Some people smiled and waved to the children. Look, Eric whispered. Police cars. Maybe there was an accident. Cam and Eric kept walking. Then they saw a large tree. When they walked past the tree, they saw the front end of a small green car had crashed into the tree. I hope no one was hurt, Eric said. Quiet in the back, Mr. Day shouted. Cam and Eric walked quietly. Then they were close to the car. Cam whispered, Stop! Mr. Day and the other children kept walking. Cam waited until the others were a bit ahead. Then she whispered, The car doesn't look so bad. And there's no ambulance, so maybe no one was hurt. Police officers were standing by the cars talking. Cam looked at the green car. She blinked her eyes and said, Click. Do you guys remember what it means when she goes, Click? What's she doing?
She's taking a picture in her mind so she can remember it.
Yeah, she's taking a picture in her mind so she can remember it. She has what's called a photographic memory, so she can remember things super duper duper well. That's what makes her a special character in this book. Cam and Eric got close to the car and looked in. There were papers in the front seat, a white one and a pink one, Cam told Eric. There's a pair of sneakers on the floor, a tennis racket in the back. Cam blinked her eyes again and said, Click. Get away from there, a tall police officer told Cam and Eric. Let's go, Mr. Day called to them. Cam and Eric ran to the line. They quickly followed Mr. Day and the other children into the school. They went to room 118, opened the door, and met their new teacher, Miss Benson. And that's the end of chapter 2. That was a short chapter, wasn't it? What do we know about the person that crashed the car from what they saw? What do you think the person that owns the car likes to do? But what was in the car? You can know what they like to do based on what was in the car. So we're reading Cam Jansen and the First Day of School Mystery, Chapter 3. You must be Jennifer, Miss Benson said to Cam. And you must be Eric. Your seats are in the back. How does she know our names? Eric whispered. She has a class list. All teachers do, Cam told him. Everyone else is here. So who else could we be? Cam and Eric looked at the children already sitting at their desks. Lots of their friends and classmates from 4th grade were in Miss Benson's class. They were busy copying the list of classroom rules from the chalkboard. In the front of each desk, right in the middle, was a neatly written name tag. Cam and Eric found their name tags. Their desks were right next to each other. They sat down and began to copy Miss Benson's classroom rules. Miss Benson walked through the room. She looked at the children's work and smiled. Then the door opened. 2 police officers walked in. One was very tall, and one was not so tall, and he had a short beard. I remember the tall policeman, Cam whispered to Eric. He told us to get away from the car. Miss Benson hurried to the front of the room. I'm Officer Oppen, said the not-so-tall officer. He showed her a slip of paper and asked, Is this your car's license plate number? Miss Benson nodded. What do you think he's asking her about? Where do you think he got the number from? Did you drive your car to school this morning? Yes, Miss Benson said. You left the scene of an accident, the tall officer told her. No, I didn't, Miss Benson said quickly. There must be some mistake. Please, the officer said with the short beard said. You'll have to come with us. Miss Benson turned to the class. Sit quietly, she said. Then she left the room with the tall officer on one side and the shorter one on the other. The children did not sit quietly. Danny got up to put his hands on his hips and said in a high, squeaky voice, There must be some mistake. Danny lowered his voice and pointed and said, You'll have to come with us. He laughed. My mother told me not to get in trouble. Well, I didn't. My teacher did. She got arrested. Why did she get arrested? Why did the teacher get arrested? Let's make another prediction. So the teacher just got arrested by the police. What do you think is going to happen next? What do you think is going to happen to the class? There's no teacher in the room anymore. What are they going to do now?